The 90s were a golden era for Hollywood, a time when action stars ruled the box office, sitcoms dominated television, and teen idols graced every magazine cover. But while some stars from that decade went on to have long-lasting careers, others seemingly vanished. One day they were everywhere, and then gone. No blockbuster roles, no TV cameos, nothing. So, what happened? Were they blacklisted? Did they leave by choice? Or did Hollywood simply chew them up and spit them out? Today, we're diving into the stories of some of the biggest 90s stars who disappeared from Hollywood. Brendan Fraser was the action hero of the late 90s. With his natural charisma, athletic performances, and perfect comedic timing, he was beloved in films like George of the Jungle, 1997, The Mummy, 1999, and The Mummy Returns, 2001. But by the mid-2000s, Fraser was nowhere to be found. His fall from grace wasn't just about bad luck. It was a combination of severe injuries, personal tragedies, and a shocking industry cover-up. Fraser spent years enduring painful surgeries after stunt work left him with a broken body. On top of that, he revealed that he was sexually assaulted by a powerful Hollywood executive, a revelation that allegedly led to him being blacklisted. For years, Fraser lived in obscurity, struggling with depression and financial problems. But in a stunning Hollywood comeback, he won an Oscar for his role in The Whale, 2022, proving that talent never truly fades. In the 80s and 90s, few actors had the same unique comedic style as Rick Moranis. He was a household name, a staple of family-friendly comedies and cult classics. But one day he was gone. No more blockbuster roles, no TV appearances, just silence. What happened to one of Hollywood's most beloved comedy stars? Was he blacklisted? Did he fall into scandal? Or did he leave on his own terms? The truth behind Rick Moranis' disappearance is both heartbreaking and deeply inspiring. Rick Moranis wasn't just another actor, he was different. Unlike the typical Hollywood leading men, he didn't rely on looks or action-packed performances. His power was in his delivery, his ability to play the awkward, lovable, and sometimes clueless characters that made audiences laugh. His journey to fame started in the world of improv and sketch comedy. In the late 70s, Moranis joined Second City Television, Canada's answer to Saturday Night Live. It was there that he honed his skills, mastering quirky characters and fast-paced comedic timing. Hollywood quickly took notice. Before long, he was making the leap to the big screen. Throughout the 80s and early 90s, Moranis starred in some of the biggest comedy hits of the era. If you grew up during that time, chances are you've seen at least one of these, like Ghostbusters in 1984. As the nerdy, socially awkward Louis Tully, Moranis stole scenes alongside comedy giants like Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. His performance turned a minor character into one of the most memorable parts of the film. Owen's also Spaceballs, I Shrunk the Kids and the Flintstones. As Barney Rubble, Moranis brought the beloved cartoon character to life, perfectly capturing his goofy but good-hearted personality. For over a decade, he was one of Hollywood's go-to comedic actors, bringing a unique charm that no one else could replicate. It seemed like his career had no limits, and then he disappeared. Unlike many actors who fade from Hollywood due to scandals, career flops, or substance abuse, Rick Moranis' story is different. His decision to leave wasn't about Hollywood rejecting him, it was about family. In 1991, Moranis' life took a heartbreaking turn when his wife, Ann Belsky, was diagnosed with breast cancer. After a long battle, she passed away, leaving Moranis a single father to their 2 young children. Faced with an unimaginable loss, Moranis had to make a choice: continue his successful Hollywood career or be present for his kids. He chose fatherhood. Slowly but surely, he stepped away from acting. No more major roles, no more red carpets, no more Hollywood limelight. Unlike many celebrities who step away but later return, Moranis truly disappeared from public life. He moved away from the spotlight and focused entirely on raising his children. He refused major movie offers, including a Ghostbusters sequel and countless other opportunities. He avoided public appearances and interviews, preferring a life of privacy. For nearly 2 decades, Moranis was completely absent from Hollywood. Fans speculated about his whereabouts, but he had no scandals, no dramatic exits, just a quiet, personal decision to live life on his own terms. But while he wasn't in front of the camera, Moranis wasn't completely gone. In the mid-90s, Alicia Silverstone was everywhere. She was the ultimate it girl, the queen of teen movies, a fashion icon, and one of the most recognizable faces of Hollywood. But just as quickly as she rose to fame, she disappeared from the spotlight. No more leading roles, no more box office hits. Just gone. So what happened? Why did Hollywood turn its back on Alicia Silverstone? Was it a career-ending mistake? Industry politics? Or did she simply walk away? Alicia Silverstone's story sounds like a Hollywood fairy tale. Born in 1976 in California, she started her career as a model and landed small roles in TV shows. But it was her appearance in Aerosmith's music videos, particularly Cryin', 1993, that made her an instant sensation. With her rebellious attitude and effortless cool, she became the ultimate teenage dream. Hollywood took notice, and soon she landed her breakthrough role. When Clueless hit theaters in 1995, it was huge. The film wasn't just a hit, it became a cultural phenomenon. Alicia's portrayal of Cher Horowitz, the rich but good-hearted Beverly Hills teenager, was iconic. The film made over $56 million at the box office and turned Alicia into the biggest teen star of the 90s. Studios wanted her, brands wanted her, fans loved her. At just 18 years old, Alicia Silverstone was signed to a $10 million deal with Columbia Pictures, one of the highest deals ever for an actress of her age. She was on top of the world. But the Hollywood dream didn't last long. With Clueless, Alicia became a household name. But instead of building on that success with strong roles, her next career moves started working against her. The biggest blow to Alicia's career came with Batman and Robin. Cast as Batgirl, she was expected to become an action star. But the movie was a disaster. The film was ridiculed for its cheesy dialogue, excessive campiness, and over-the-top performances. Critics mocked her acting, saying she wasn't convincing as a superhero. The media body-shamed her, calling her Fat Girl, after tabloids claimed she had gained weight during filming. It wasn't just a flop, it was a public humiliation. Hollywood had built her up as a star, and now it seemed to be tearing her down. After Batman and Robin, Alicia's career never fully recovered. Despite her talent, Hollywood executives no longer saw her as a leading actress. The big-budget offers disappeared, and she was pushed toward supporting roles in indie films. Beyond bad career choices, Alicia Silverstone also struggled with the realities of Hollywood. While Alicia Silverstone is no longer a Hollywood A-lister, she never fully quit acting. Instead, she focused on theater and indie films. She took on smaller, passion-driven projects instead of chasing blockbusters. And while she's far from the megastar she once was, she's content with her life. In interviews, she said that fame was never her goal. She just wanted to act and make a difference in the world. In recent years, there have been talks of a Clueless reboot, and Alicia has said she would be open to returning, but only if the project felt right. If you were a teenager in the 90s, you probably had a poster of Jonathan Taylor Thomas, aka JTT, on your wall. Starring in Home Improvement and voicing young Simba in The Lion King, 1994, he was one of the biggest young stars of his time. But at the height of his fame, he walked away. Unlike many child stars, JTT wasn't destroyed by Hollywood. He simply didn't want the fame. In the early 2000s, he quit acting, enrolled at Harvard, and avoided the industry almost entirely. Bridget Fonda was everywhere in the 90s. From Single White Female 1992 to Jackie Brown 1997, she was poised to become a Hollywood icon. She had everything: talent, beauty, and a legendary last name. In the 90s, Bridget Fonda was one of Hollywood's most promising actresses, starring in thrillers, action films, and critically acclaimed dramas. She was everywhere, working with some of the biggest names in the industry, and then she was gone. No slow decline, no public downfall, just silence. So what happened? Why did Bridget Fonda disappear from Hollywood at the height of her career? Bridget Fonda was born into Hollywood royalty. Her grandfather? Henry Fonda, one of the most legendary actors of classic cinema. Her father? Peter Fonda, the star of Easy Rider, 1969, and a counterculture icon. Her aunt? Jane Fonda, a two-time Oscar winner and activist. With a last name like Fonda, Hollywood was in her blood. But Bridget didn't just rely on her family name, she had real talent. Her big break came in 1988 when she starred in The Godfather Part 3 as Michael Corleone's doomed love interest. From there, her career skyrocketed. Throughout the 90s, Bridget Fonda built a reputation as a versatile and magnetic actress. She wasn't just a pretty face, she had depth, charm, and a captivating screen presence. By the late 90s, Bridget was on top of the world. She wasn't just another actress. She was on her way to becoming one of Hollywood's biggest stars. So, why did she vanish? Unlike many actors who fade away due to career failures or scandals, Bridget Fonda's disappearance was sudden and absolute. As the 90s ended, Hollywood's taste changed. The rise of big-budget action franchises and teen-centric films left actresses like Fonda, who specialized in thrillers and character-driven roles, with fewer opportunities. While other actresses adapted, Bridget seemed to step back from the industry. In 2003, Bridget Fonda was involved in a serious car accident in Los Angeles. Her car rolled over, and although she survived, she suffered a fractured vertebra. The injuries weren't life-threatening, but they were life-changing. Around the same time, Bridget's personal life took a major turn. She married Danny Elfman, the legendary composer behind the scores of Batman and Edward Scissorhands. Shortly after, she became a mother, and rather than balancing acting with family life, she chose to retire completely. For someone who grew up in the spotlight, her decision was surprising, but it was also final. Bridget never returned to Hollywood. Not for cameos, not for TV guest spots, not even for interviews. In recent years, rare paparazzi photos of her looking unrecognizable have shocked fans, but Fonda remains firm. She has no plans to return to Hollywood. Edward Furlong's role as John Connor in Terminator 2: Judgment Day, 1991, made him an instant star. He was the definition of a 90s bad boy, talented, rebellious, and unpredictable. But behind the scenes, his life spiraled out of control. Furlong struggled with substance abuse, legal troubles, and erratic behavior. By the 2000s, Hollywood had given up on him. Attempts at a comeback failed, and he was left working on low-budget indie films. Today, he has been in and out of rehab trying to rebuild his life. But the Hollywood dream that once seemed inevitable has slipped through his fingers. Josh Hartnett was the leading man of the late 90s and early 2000s. With hits like The Faculty, 1998, Pearl Harbor, 2001, and Black Hawk Down, 2001, he had the looks, talent, and charm to become the next Tom Cruise. But instead, he walked away. Hartnett grew disillusioned with Hollywood. He turned down massive roles, including playing Batman in Christopher Nolan's trilogy, and moved away from LA, choosing smaller, independent films over blockbusters. In recent years, he has made a quiet return, but he never wanted the fame machine that Hollywood demanded. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Freddie Prinze Jr. was the ultimate teen heartthrob. He had the looks, the charm, and a string of box office hits that made him a Hollywood golden boy. From romantic comedies to horror blockbusters, he was everywhere. But then, almost overnight, he vanished. No more leading roles, no more big-budget films, just gone. So what happened? Why did Hollywood stop casting Freddie Prinze Jr.? Did he make career-ending mistakes, or did he leave by choice? Freddie Prinze Jr. was born into Hollywood royalty. His father, Freddie Prinze, was a famous comedian and actor, best known for the sitcom Chico and the Man. But tragedy struck early when his father died by suicide, leaving behind an infant Freddie Jr. Determined to make his own name in Hollywood, Freddie started acting in the mid-90s. It didn't take long for him to land roles that would make him a teen sensation. For a while, Freddie could do no wrong. He was Hollywood's go-to nice guy, a charming and relatable leading man in an era dominated by teen-driven films. But as the 2000s progressed, everything changed. Every Hollywood success story has a turning point. And for Freddie, that turning point came in the mid-2000s. Even though he was at the top, Hollywood was changing. Teen-driven rom-coms, once a guaranteed hit, were losing popularity. Audiences wanted darker, grittier stories, and suddenly Freddie's nice guy persona didn't fit anymore. But there was another problem. His movies stopped making money. In the 90s, Mara Wilson was one of the most beloved child stars in Hollywood. Sweet, intelligent, and full of charm, she won hearts worldwide with her unforgettable performances. From Mrs. Doubtfire to Matilda and Miracle on 34th Street, she was everywhere. By the age of 6, she had already become a household name. But then, suddenly, she was gone. No more blockbuster roles, no more Hollywood premieres, just silence. Mara Wilson was born in 1987 in Los Angeles, the heart of the entertainment industry. Growing up, she watched her older brother appear in commercials, and soon she wanted to do the same. She started auditioning at just 5 years old, and almost instantly, Hollywood fell in love with her. Mrs. Doubtfire, 1993, her breakthrough role, playing the adorable daughter of Robin Williams and Sally Field. Miracle on 34th Street, 1994. A heartwarming holiday classic that solidified her as one of Hollywood's favorite child actors. Matilda, 1996. The role that made her an icon. Playing Matilda Wormwood, the gifted girl with a heart of gold, she became an inspiration for millions of kids around the world. By the mid-90s, Mara Wilson was at the top of the industry. She had talent, charisma, and a bright future ahead. But behind the scenes, things weren't as magical as they seemed. On top of everything, Mara struggled with anxiety and OCD, conditions she later spoke about openly. The pressure of fame combined with personal struggles made Hollywood feel like a toxic environment. By the early 2000s, Mara had made a decision. She was done with acting. Some actors fade away due to scandals. Others struggle to keep up with the industry, and a rare few choose to walk away on their own terms. But no matter why they left, one thing remains true. These stars left a mark on an entire generation. Which of these actors do you miss the most? Do you think any of them should make a comeback? Or do you respect their decision to leave the spotlight? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.